right now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The president's health care plan remains unpopular. Also, the war on drugs isn't working. Plus, a federal judge has ruled that New York's controversial stop and frisk policy violates the constitutional rights of minorities. And I'm seeing some sunshine in the future. I'll have the details on that. For coverage you can count on, 18 Eyewitness News starts right now.
18 Eyewitness News starts now.
Thank you for joining us on 18 Eyewitness News. I'm Dustin Kopp. Our top story at this hour, the president's health care plan remains unpopular. That is Democrats campaigning to change public opinion and hope they will be able to hold their seats in the House and Senate. Meanwhile, this summer recess could give Republicans momentum in their push to defund Obamacare when they return for a critical vote to keep the government running. Ephraim Graham has the latest.
Key provisions in Obamacare are set to roll out in just 2 months. But even President Obama has acknowledged there are still serious kinks in his health care law.
There are going to be some glitches, no doubt about it. That's true, by the way, of a car company rolling out a new car. It's true of Apple rolling out the new iPad.
Just last month, the president delayed the law's employer mandate that requires small businesses provide health care coverage or pay fines. Still, that's done little to change the law's unpopularity. In the latest NBC News survey, 34% of Americans polled said they believe the president's health care law is a good idea. 47% said it's a bad idea. Those numbers have some Democrats pounding the pavement. They're pushing the Affordable Health Care Act to their constituents during this summer recess, with an eye on the next election.
We will be running on Obamacare in 2014. In fact, we set it up to run on it in 2014.
Republicans say that platform is already dividing some members of the Democratic Party and could prove to be dangerous in the months and year ahead.
The most vulnerable Democrats that are running for Senate and the House that are saying, hey, listen, we want to wipe our hands clean of this Obamacare bill that's a total train wreck, and that's their words, not ours.
Still, the GOP is short of the votes needed to defund the health care law, but that could change as they also spend the summer recess at home, talking to their constituents.
I think all Republicans are unified on one thing, and that's defunding, delaying, getting rid of, eliminating Obamacare. So we have total unanimity on that issue. The question is, what are the tactics?
That was Ephraim Graham reporting. Major provisions of the law are expected to go into effect October 1st and then January 1st. A summer surprise, that cost of gas has dropped over the past 2 weeks. The national average has dropped 5 cents from $3.61 a gallon to $3.56 a gallon. By fall, it could drop even further to $3.40 a gallon. AAA says crude oil prices are falling, bringing down the average cost per gallon. The low prices are a rare occurrence during the summer, when prices usually spike during the vacation season. The trial for 52-year-old Joseph Wilson Sr. of Farmington has been rescheduled for April 30th through May 1st and June 9th through the 12th before Circuit Court Judge Kenneth Pratt. Wilson is accused of statutory sodomy and rape. His trial was scheduled for last month. Wilson is accused of molesting 4 children between 2000 and 2005. He is also accused of failing to appear for court on December 4th of 2009 for a charge of statutory sodomy. His bond was set at $250,000. Temperatures across the area still on the warm side throughout the area, 79 degrees, but it's nice out there in St. Genevieve as well as in Fredericktown and Piedmont, 80 in Cape Girardeau, and 78 right now in Ironton. Let's take a look at that forecast throughout the evening. Partly sunny sky at 7 p.m., 75 degrees, down in the 60s by 9 p.m. and low 60s by midnight. How low will that temperature go tonight? I'll let you know coming up later in your Storm Tracker weather forecast. When we come back, the war on drugs isn't working. You're watching 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Arch Air Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Welcome back to 18 Eyewitness News. The war on drugs isn't working. That's according to Attorney General Eric Holder. On Monday, he announced major changes to the way drug offenders will be sentenced in the federal criminal justice system. It is called the Smart One Crime Initiative.
I have today mandated a modification of the Justice Department's charging policy so that certain low-level, nonviolent drug offenders who have no ties to large-scale organizations, gangs, or cartels will no longer be charged with offenses that impose draconian mandatory minimum sentences.
Holder says his proposal would ease prisons from overcrowding and cut billions from the money the U.S. spends on lockups each year. The Attorney General outlined his new policy in a speech to the American Bar Association in San Francisco. Innovative Force will be heading back to New York in a couple of weeks. The group is expected to perform on the 27th on NBC's America's Got Talent. Dancer Caitlin Seaborn explains how it feels to be on the big stage.
It was nerve-wracking. It was awesome. It was surreal. Like, it was something you could almost not even explain to someone because it was just such a thrill.
Once on the stage, the next goal is to perform in front of the audience as well as the audience at home watching the girls perform on television. Haley Tinsley says it's a little different than performing in front of a small group. She tells 18 Eyewitness News that they continue to work on new things for each performance.
We've been working on all new stunts that we've never done before, and we hope to wow America.
The group was excited to be able to perform at Radio City Music Hall. Mackenzie Whitwell explains why.
That was really exciting. Like, the Rockettes performed on that stage, so we were like really pumped about that.
As always, remember to vote after their performance. A Tennessee judge has ruled a baby cannot be named Messiah because of the name's meaning. The baby's parents were in court because they couldn't agree on the baby's last name, but what caught the judge's attention was the baby's first name. Child Support Magistrate Luann Ballou ordered the name change. She said the word Messiah is a title, and it's a title that's only given to one person, and that one person is Jesus Christ. Ballou ordered the baby's first name to be changed to Martin and keep the father's last name. The parents said that they will appeal the ruling. In the meantime, they'll keep calling their baby Messiah. Critics questioned whether a judge should be able to change a baby's name. Messiah was the fourth fastest rising name in 2012. Route 74 in Cape County will be reduced to one lane as Missouri Department of Transportation crews remove the sandbags and barriers at Dutchtown. This section of roadway is located between Route 25 and County Road 214. Weather permitting, work will take place through Thursday from 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. The work zone will be marked with signs. Motorists are urged to use extreme caution while traveling near the area. Up next on 18 Eyewitness News, a federal judge has ruled that New York's controversial stop and frisk policy violates the constitutional rights of minorities. That story coming up when we come back.
We all need to take responsibility in our lives and start thinking about how do we want to be treated at the end of our lives. I would definitely say Serenity Hospice Care is an expert in their field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's help a phone call away. If it were me and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, I would choose Serenity Hospice Care.
As I get ready to go into surgery, I remind myself what it's about. It's about God. It's about caring. It's about trust. It's about respect. It's about back pain. It's about neck pain. It's about questions. It's about answers. It's about people, not just patients. It's about you. It's about us. It is Heartland Spine. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
Welcome back to 18 Eyewitness News. A federal judge has ruled that New York's controversial stop and frisk policy violates the constitutional rights of minorities. Police have stopped some 5 million people under the policy, which was put into place about a decade ago. Black and Hispanic men make up the largest number of stops. On Monday, Judge Shira Scheinlin said the policy encourages police to practice indirect racial profiling. Her ruling centers on the case of 4 men who say they were unfairly targeted by police because of their race. But New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg argued that the policy has helped fight crime and save lives.
Stop, question, frisk has saved countless lives, and we know that most of those lives saved, based on the statistics, have been Black and Hispanic young men.
Bloomberg vowed to appeal the decision, saying that the judge displayed a disturbing disregard for the good intentions of police officers. Judge Scheinlin did not end the policy. Instead, she appointed an independent monitor to oversee changes in how the stop and frisk policy is carried out. The government has reported a $97.6 billion deficit for July, but remains on track to post its lowest annual budget gap in 5 years. July's figure raises the deficit so far for the 2013 budget year to $607.4 billion, the government says. That's 37.6% below the $973.8 billion deficit for the first 10 months of the 2012 budget year. The Congressional Budget Office forecasts that the annual deficit will be $670 billion when the budget year ends September 30th, far below last year's $1.09 trillion. It would mark the first year that the gap between spending and revenue has been below $1 trillion since 2008. Steady economic growth, higher taxes, lower government spending, and increased dividends from mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have helped shrink the deficit. A mystery that first gripped emergency workers and then people everywhere has been solved. Last week, a priest seemed to come out of nowhere at a car crash here in Missouri. First responders were struggling to remove 19-year-old Katie Lenz from her badly mangled car. She was severely injured and at the time was running out. Lenz asked the workers to pause and pray out loud for her. That's when a mystery priest appeared, though the road had been cordoned off. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Jefferson City said Reverend Patrick Dowling was that man.
I didn't hide, and I just stood there waiting, praying. It is Almighty God who intervened, because there was something exceptional there in the manner of her rescue.
Shortly afterward, workers were able to free Lenz from the car. She was rushed to a hospital in critical condition, but the priest was gone, sparking rumors of an angel. When we come back, I'll have your latest storm tracker weather forecast. Looks like some sun's on the way. Details when we come back.
More than 70% of the U.S. experience back or neck pain within our lifetime. For many, it goes away within 4 to 6 weeks, but some require more than just time. If you need help treating your back or neck pain, contact Dr. Frank Hayward at Heartland Spine Institute. Dr. Hayward is the area's expert in minimally invasive and laser spine surgery. Tiny incision, big results. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
Here is your Storm Tracker forecast.
And welcome back. Partly sunny skies out there right now. The temperature is 77 degrees. It feels like 77 out there. Current dew point 62 with 60% humidity and a northeast wind at 2 miles per hour. It's a beautiful evening out there right now. 77 in Potosi, 79 in St. Genevieve. Temperatures across the area not too bad at all. Near 80 rather in Piedmont. So we're seeing those nicer temperatures this evening. Looking at temperatures across the state of Missouri, not too bad as well. 78 in Columbia, a little bit warmer in Kansas City at 81. Springfield 79 and St. Louis right now at 78. Let's take a look at weather headlines. We're going to continue to see that sunshine in the picture. Temperatures on the nice side. Looks like fall-like weather here in southeast Missouri. Who's complaining? I'm not. It's going to be a beautiful next couple of days here in southeast Missouri. We have that nice weather here in the area. Plenty of sunshine, but off to the west and south, we've got those showers and thunderstorms. It doesn't look like it's going to be in our area anytime soon. So why not just continue with the nice weather, right? Here's what our forecast looks like for tonight. Not too bad. Partly cloudy, 52 to 57 for your overnight low. Northeast wind 5 to 10. For tomorrow, plenty of sunshine throughout the area. Mostly sunny sky, 75 to 78 with a northeast wind 5 to 10. The big 7-day forecast shows even more nicer weather. 75 and mostly sunny on Thursday. Friday, sunny with a high of 78. Then we're into the lower 80s for the weekend, but still not bad at all. Partly sunny skies and temperatures in the low 80s through at least Tuesday of next week. Don't forget, you can get the latest weather information at our website. It's KDKZ18.com.
I'm Stacy Johnson. Flying anytime soon? Before you check in, check out some tips to get the best seat on the plane. They're just ahead on Money Talks News.
Get your latest Storm Tracker weather forecast daily on the radio. Froggy 96, 95.9 FM, and Kickin' Country 105, 104.9 FM.
We all need to take responsibility in our lives and start thinking about how do we want to be treated at the end of our lives. I would definitely say Serenity Hospice Care is an expert in their field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's help a phone call away. If it were me and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, absolutely, I would choose Serenity Hospice Care.
Here's Melinda Myers with this week's gardening tip.
I'm often asked how many evergreens are needed to block the view of the neighbor, and they usually want the screen to run from the front curb to the back alley. And even though a wall of arborvitae like this provide year-round screening, you may want to mix it up for a bit of seasonal change. Plus, if one of these shrubs were to die, how do you fill in the void left by that one dead arborvitae? A mixed border filled with trees, shorter shrubs, and perennials provides year-round beauty. For narrow areas, consider a vine-covered trellis. Here, a section of an old iron fence has been converted into a trellis for the shade-tolerant 5-leaf Akebia vine. And add a bit of privacy to your deck or patio. This creative arbor supports a vine and artwork for screening. Add a few containers to complete this beautiful privacy screen. I'm Melinda Myers. Check out our website for this and other gardening tips.
Airline travel comes with lots of choices, and some directly affect your comfort. Money expert Stacy Johnson has some tips to help get the best seat for your money.
It's no secret that airline seats are shrinking. According to FareCompare.com, the average seat had 32 inches of legroom a few years ago, now 31. But not all the seats in coach are alike. For example, did you know that with many planes, the seats actually get a little narrower at the back of the plane? Before you book your next flight, use these tips to fight for every inch. First, use a seat site for research. Example, here's the plane I'm taking today. SeatExpert.com offers a color-coded map. Green is best, but there are user-reviewed issues with seats in yellow, orange, and red. Next tip, try a travel agent. Sure, they cost money, $25 to $30, but the last time I used one, they got me a premium seat free, offsetting their cost. Stuck in a middle seat? Sites like ExpertFlyer.com will automatically notify you if a better seat opens up. And speaking of middle seats, if you're flying as a couple in a 3-seat row, take the aisle and window. If the middle seat goes unoccupied, you win. Not happy with your seat? Then go to the airline's website as soon as you can check in, typically 24 hours before the flight departs. That's when all the seats are released, everything's up for grabs. And if all else fails, you can normally buy a better seat, but use the seat sites to see what you're going to get for that extra money. Oh, and one more tip. Sometimes just being super friendly to a gate or ticket agent can help. Hey, it can't hurt. Right, Frank?
That's right.
All right then. Want more travel tips? I've got them waiting for you right here at MoneyTalksNews.com. And do a search for travel. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
As Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu. We'll be right back.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Arch Air Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Our Chair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
In today's Your Health, it happens every time you pet a puppy or bite into that delicious dessert. Whether you have a positive experience, your brain releases a chemical known as dopamine, which acts as a kind of reward for your actions. And now scientists are testing it in a remarkable new way in the battle against cancer. Clark Powell has the details.
For more than 4 years, Sandra Stockhorst battled cancer and says besides her faith in God, it was often the love for her horses that kept her going.
Yeah, they were a huge motivation. I'm going to walk to the barn today. I'm going to groom a horse today.
Scientists say horses were both a comfort and a motivation for Sandra, thanks in part to a lifelong love of the animals and because of a chemical in her brain known as dopamine. Doctors have known for decades that dopamine acts as a reward chemical in the brain.
But we were first to find out that dopamine has also some very important role in tumors.
And it's a role that could be vital. In animal lab tests, Dr. Sujit Basu and his team at Ohio State's James Cancer Hospital injected dopamine into cancer tumors and noticed vastly improved blood flow into the tumor tissue. And in cases like Sandra's, that could be crucial.
There's not the blood flow to the area where the cancer is like there is to a normal organ or something like that, and that was a big challenge.
But when dopamine was used, Dr. Basu was able to more than double the amount of medicine that got into tumors. That could make chemotherapy and radiation treatments much more effective, and by using dopamine, extremely efficient.
Another most important thing is dopamine costs 33 cents. So when you compare with the drugs being used in the clinics nowadays, it's really, really inexpensive.
But could someday prove to be invaluable to those who need it most. At Ohio State's James Cancer Hospital, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Dr. Basu says his experiments focused on colon and prostate tumors, but there is reason to believe dopamine could play a role in helping to treat several types of cancer. Since dopamine has been used as a medicine for years, and since it doesn't harm healthy cells, researchers hope to test the concept of humans soon. The study is published by the National Academy of Sciences. That is today's Your Health. We'll be right back.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Our Chair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Our Chair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Thank you so much for joining us on 18 Eyewitness News. Stay connected with us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by visiting our website. That's KDKZ18.com. We'll see you next time right back here on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you see news happening in your area, let us know about it. You can call our news department at 573-701-9590 or email us at news@DawkinsBroadcastGroup.com.